Hey guys, welcome back to Dear Dynamic Duo. I'm Kristen.
I'm Sydney.
And we have two great questions that we're going to discuss today. So the first one is, if the job description requires a 4-year degree and I only have a 2-year degree and or certifications, should I still apply?
That's a great question. I think a lot of times when you're looking to apply for jobs, there's always the set criteria, requirements, things like that, and you can sometimes get discouraged if you don't meet all of the qualifications for a role. Our advice is still apply anyways. If you think you're within reason and can kind of meet all of the requirements in the sense of the daily tasks that are asked of you, you have roughly the same amount of years of experience they're looking for, I think definitely go ahead and apply. It doesn't hurt to try, and I think especially since it's a candidate market, employers are really willing to take on somebody that maybe doesn't meet all of the qualifications, but that's willing to learn. So I would say definitely go ahead and apply.
Yeah, I would say use a little bit of common sense, and if it looks like something that you, like Sydney said, still fit most of the criteria, other than maybe a few things like that degree, but you think that you can show your value, then definitely still apply, and the worst they could do is say no.
Exactly. I will say in our experience with organizations like the VA or government organizations, sometimes they are a lot more strict with their requirements. They won't even pre-screen candidates without them meeting, the 3-year mark as far as years of experience or a college degree with a certain degree. They won't even, consider candidates, but that's the VA. They have to be kind of strict in that way. So in our experience, other than any type of government agency, I would say go ahead and apply and shoot your shot.
Yeah, so thank you for that question. The next one is, when and how is a good time to bring up benefits, pay, PTO, etc., everything that everyone wants to know when it comes to applying for a job?
This is a tricky one. I feel like it's always uncomfortable discussing pay. Obviously, it's kind of at the forefront of what we think about when we're applying for jobs. We try to get our employers to at least list a range in the job description. So I would definitely look out for that in the job description. And if you are okay being paid somewhere within that range, there's always flexibility with that. Again, with organizations like the VA, those are pretty set in stone. But for the most part, I think there's flexibility with that. So I'd look there first. Mm-hmm. If it's not there, I don't know. I think it depends on how many rounds of interviews there are. My advice personally would be to wait for them to bring it up. Typically, any employer in a job interview will ask your desired salary range. They'll let you know what they're willing to offer. My advice would be to wait for them to bring it up.
Yeah, I agree. Or, like Sydney was saying, it depends on how the interview process goes. So if the first thing is like an initial pre-screening phone call where they're just trying to gather a little bit more of your experience, why you applied for the position, maybe don't ask how much they're going to pay you if you get it. But if you're kind of teetering towards that second, third round, even closer towards like you weighing out other offers, you can ask for the salary range, maybe even to start. That's a great way. Don't come in hot with how much are you going to pay me, but what's the anticipated salary range for this position with your organization? Something along those lines, just to give you a better idea. Same thing with benefits. That's usually brought up when you're getting closer to offer, because salary, even though that is the most important 9 times out of 10, it's nice sometimes to have other compensation like benefits, PTO, which is paid time off, and things of the sort. So definitely just kind of assess where you are in the interview process and then go from there.
Yeah, a lot of times I think the first couple of rounds of interviews, they're assessing if you meet their requirements, what your experience level looks like, and a lot of times they take that information and factor it into what they're willing to offer you. So it might even be premature to ask what the salary range is or share your desired salary range before they have an understanding of your level of candidacy. So I think definitely waiting. Trying to think of. Also, I think it's really important to remember that there is a monetary value with benefits and PTO, whether, we always want to see a big number reflected in the salary, but a lot of companies have really, really big benefits packages, offer a lot of paid time off. There's a monetary value associated with that. So I think that's something to consider too. If maybe the salary number that you get offered is a little bit on the lower side, factoring in the benefits, the PTO, the insurance, things like that.
Yeah, and you can always counter. So if you receive, once you start getting down to pay, don't be discouraged if they say a lower number than what you're anticipating. You can always come back with a counter or even negotiate. So that's why you typically want to save pay towards the end, is because once you hit the negotiation stage, it's really, getting towards getting the offer or even post offer. So I would definitely or always ask us, because we could even inquire some more information for you. That's what we're here for. If you see a job that doesn't have the salary range and you're a little interested before applying, we can always reach out to the employers and ask if they're comfortable sharing the salary range with a candidate that's interested. So that's where we can kind of step into.
Yeah, most of the time they are more than happy to share that information. They just don't want to advertise it on the job post. So that's where you can use us as your resource to kind of help get you connected and get more information.
Yep, those are our 2 Dear Dynamic Duo questions.
Great questions.
Yeah, those are great, guys. So if you have any more, again, make sure you comment on this video below on TechNation TV under the HTM Jobs playlist, or we'll be posting this on social media as well. You can comment on our LinkedIn post, Facebook post, or just send us an email. Just let us know what you guys want to hear from the Dear Dynamic Duo.
Happy to help. See you guys next time.